YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. Look at this amazing little heli. It is so cool, and it is super easy to fly, and yet it is extremely detailed. We got ours with 3 batteries and are ready to fly. Just as you see here, the only thing we had to provide was 4 AA's and an AC adapter for the USB charger. We did have to build this portion of the model, which we'll show in the Unbox build radio setup. And what a sweet little awesome item that almost anybody can fly. It's got lots of help aids to make it easy. Let's show you just how easy. Take off. I can tell you this from experience, guys. If you know how to fly a helicopter, that's the hardest part right there. Okay, so now you can bring it around, and all I'm doing is just doing simple controls for forward, backward. I'll go up just a little bit higher. Up and down, let go, and it holds position. What a sweet, sweet toy grade, and yet super detailed. Looks like a plastic model that you would have had as a kid. And I gotta say, I love this particular plastic model because that's basically what these things are getting to be. And guess what, guys? Sub 250, which means legally no drone registry. You should be good to go. Make sure you follow local regulations if you're into that sort of thing. But I've got to say, what a sweet helicopter. And yes, this is in the highest speed. There's 3 speeds. There's high speed, low speed, and middle speed. I'm gonna go low speed here just to show you. It tames the controls, but just keep in mind, you are gonna have limitations in the slow speed just because, look, we've got a little bit of wind here. Boy, that thing blends into the cornfield, doesn't it?
It really does.
I'll try to keep it up over the skyline there. But even in a little bit of wind, it does fine. Now, we will fly this inside for you, and we'll let you see how it does. I do kind of like it in the highest speed, but I'll go to middle and just show you what that looks like. There's a beep feedback that you're going to have whenever you change the speeds. And don't be timid with your throttle, because you can, it's actually not throttle, but I'm just gonna show you, this thing is so dang beautiful. But also you need to keep in mind, it's not gonna be as rock solid as some of the other creations that we've flown in the past. And so I do tell you that. I tell you that because I don't want you to get hurt, because this thing has definitely got some moving parts, and I wanna try to get some close shots, but the camera crew keeps leaving. So I'm gonna bring it back up. Now, just keep in mind, guys, this helicopter is not hard to fly, but it's drifting with the wind. So when and if in doubt, what you can do is just fly in such a way that you're downwind of yourself, and look at that, it's just gonna slowly drift away. Now you can trim with these buttons here, okay? So if I were to trim 1, 2, 3, 4, see, it's gonna slowly start drifting forward. 1 click back. Now, it's just whatever direction you'd move the stick along this axis, you would press forward or backward. And that front light makes the difference when it blends in. I love it. I'm gonna go up above the tree line. And as you can see, that thing just looks totally sweet. So now, is it the most rock solid flight performance we've ever seen? Oh yeah, it's definitely not. But I can definitely tell you this, it's fun, it gets the job done. If you're buying this as a gift for Christmas, it would be a perfect gift, because you can buy it for even the RC enthusiast is gonna get a heck of a kick out of this one. And also, I gotta say, the thing looks just fantastic. So if you guys are into helis, and I know that most of you are at least a little bit, especially scale helis, look no further than this RC era offering. I believe it's called the C189. And if you look kind of behind the passenger/gunner door, you can see it right there. There's also an N number on the top. I love it. And I love the red light on the tail. Now those lights are gonna start flashing when your voltage gets low. But there's one other really cool thing we wanna share today, Let's go over here and fly toward the bull. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is not part of the heli, but as you can see, we've got lots of trees and there's a truck wandering around in our yard. What the heck is the truck doing? Let's go attack it. That was me shooting rockets, just so you know. They're getting ready to start tearing trees out for the pond, which is huge. We've been fighting since March of this year, and we've got sort of a tentative agreement with the county right now to get started. We're waiting on a couple of formalities for the full grading permit to be approved, and those formalities should come through without too much trouble. Camera crew and I are gonna go back to our middle position. Now the wind is right in the face of the heli right now. And so one thing to keep in mind, and by the way, guys, this is kind of how you fly these things. These are not like flying regular RC grade helis, okay? This is not a hobby grade heli. It's built like a hobby grade heli. It's got hobby grade heli components, but the thing is, even though it's got a brushless motor, and I believe a brushless motor up here too, and it looks absolutely fantastic, and it does a great job of resisting impact. I'm trying to Enrique it here. The thing is not gonna be as controllable as some of the more expensive offerings. You just need to be aware of that. It's not gonna be a drone style heli. And it's basically not gonna be, it's not gonna be a problem to fly. It's very easy to fly, but you do have to kind of understand the sticks, okay? So if you're not used to flying little cheap drones, or if you're not used to flying little coaxial helicopters that you've gotten for $20 or $30 around Christmas time, you might want to get one of those and crash it a few times. The other thing is, if you intend to fly this inside, you need to be sparing with your space. It's got to be a big room, because this thing does like to wander a little bit and drift. Even with the air currents in a living room, you'll note that this thing is not going to hold its position perfectly. However, altitude hold seems to be quite good, okay? As you can see, and that thing looks so realistic. I just love it. So guys, if you have not experienced this heli, it is definitely one for the books. Now, the other thing too to keep in mind, if you're getting this as a gift, we want you to help support Brian Phillips RC when you do buy this thing, because we know you will. Check it out in the links of the video description below. And you may have heard some grumblings from us. Hopefully this video will not age well, because this problem will be solved shortly, but I'm not holding my breath because it's Google. They don't seem to really care too much about our creators, the creators that are supposed to be part of the YouTube partner program. And I think I've got some better ways to describe that program. But what's going on is they're trying to dismantle our channel's performance by not allowing links. And links are how creators turn their hard-fought effort, and I'm not talking about a couple hours a week, I'm talking about like 50, 60, 70 hours a week combined between Megan and I, the camera crew, my wife of many years. That's how we turn it in to small commissions, and these small commissions are how we fund our channel. That's how we do projects like what we're doing over the hill there. And over time, we have accumulated 1,900 videos on our channel plus. And so YouTube has decided, hey, we're gonna start blocking your links because you're obviously spamming your audience. And I'm like, are you kidding me? We did a review of a helicopter and then we put a link to a helicopter. That is such spam, I can't believe anybody could tolerate it. Not only that, but you have to go out of your way to get to it. So that being said, that's really the long and short of it. And when they dismantle that feature, YouTube is going to lose many of the people that cannot afford to work for free for that level of time. And so what we're gonna do is we are going to link to this heli and hope it goes. And if that doesn't work, just navigate yourself right to brianphillipsrc.com. That's our domain, and we'll make sure that we have links to every helicopter, airplane, quad VTOL, and all those things that we've ever done so that you can buy one when you want it, okay? Because at the end of the day, we are here to serve the RC community, but what we ask in return is that when you do buy stuff, you buy it from the links, and it's always been a fair, equitable choice for us to bring you guys amazing content, long format, and show all the details. And part of the way we do it is we tell these manufacturers that we're truthful to our audience, because without our audience, there is very little left in it for us. We love reviewing, we love doing videos, and we are gonna keep doing them as long as YouTube does not shut us down. Oh, check this out. Oh, we had a bulldozer moving. Check it out. Hold on. Let's go take out the bulldozer. Show them the bulldozer. Oh, buddy, it's the first cut of the pond. Why are you cutting my hill? I just shot more missiles at him. That's kind of stupid since I hired him. But that's okay. They are cutting a giant hole. That hole is going to be a place for them to lay trees, I guess, or something like that. So, guys, if you're brand new to Brian Phillips RC, we hope you'll be with us for a long time. We help support the hobby by keeping you from becoming a statistic, and that means a one and done. One and dones are where you buy something, you crash it, and then you quit. That's a one and done, and this hobby perpetuates more one and dones than any other hobby that I have ever experienced. That's one of our main goals. That's why we show you how good these things do, and we also show you different ways to enjoy the hobby and keep the budget down if you need it. So, we're here for you in that regard, and we want you guys around forever. And we also really hope and aim to bring people back to the hobby that have quit because their kids were in school and doing sports and they got busy with a career. But now that that career is done, they've retired, or maybe they've decided to move to a less daunting career, maybe in retirement. They've got some free time. Those people that are returning to the hobby have no idea just how much it has changed. And while it's changed for the worse in certain areas, i.e. many cheap, crappy Chinese products, it has changed for the better in almost as many ways. And I'm gonna show you, this is one of them, because you couldn't get anything close to this 10 years ago in terms of technology, performance, looks, and just pure enjoyability, guys. So that's what we do on Brian Phillips RC. We hope that our mission statement is being upheld for years to come, but the truth is, we only have it because you are supporting us. And when that ends because Google slams the door, then we probably will be done too. And so we really hope that that won't happen anytime soon, and that Google will pull their heads out of their butt. Yes, I do. So that being said, guys, I was thinking we would hit the low voltage alarm a little quicker than this. And so this is gonna be a really cool and different video for us, and that we're gonna share a little bit about this. Oh, we have excavators too. I need to shoot the excavator. Hold on, let's shoot it. That was me shooting the excavator. Again, pretty stupid. Ho, we just beeped. We're gonna land. Okay, back to heli mode. You ready? Look, lights flashing. Oh, that is so sweet. Now guys, I just wanna show you, one of the hardest parts of flight is landing. Okay, you guys ready? Check this out. Camera crew, point it into the wind. Camera crew, come over by me, like usual. Okay, point it into the wind. Just kind of control it where you want it, and then watch how hard this is. Oh, it's even pretty smooth. Okay, guys, in closing, we love doing this, but it is challenging. There are difficulties that are hard to articulate in a video, but we love doing it so long as we can make it work. This thing is one of the ways you can help make it work. All you have to do is check it out in the links of the video description below and support us by buying it when you decide to. If you ever look at something and you think, you know, I kind of like it, but I want to see what other offerings there are, that's why you come here first, because we're going to have a list of other offerings. Again, Google calls that spam. We call that choices. So we want to keep you safe too. And that's what Google is saying right now, which is just ridiculous. So you guys are big boys and girls. I'm pretty sure you can figure out if it's safe or not. These channels bring you awesome choices like this, and we're not the only ones out there, and we're not the only ones impacted, but man, we are all impacted by this awesome choice. Let's give you a shot of the other side. I've been favoring that side because it's got an antenna right there. This is so beautiful. Now let me move the cyclic a little bit. Whoops. Look at this, guys. Just to show you. Fly barless, all those movements all help to divert the direction and change the direction. And then the flight controller inside helps make it easy to do. Now, I wanna warn you about the stop button right here, okay? If you press that, it's going to fall. So be prepared, but it's gonna fall kind of slow. I was a little bit, if there was a feature on this heli I did not like, that's it. I want the stop button to be like, I don't care, stop right now because I ran into something. We did not find it to be that quick, and you will see it in the unbox build radio setup portion of the video. But we're going to pause or stop the video and do a little bit of footage of them tearing into the yard because there's only one time for that. So guys, thanks so much for your long time, almost a decade of support here on Brian Phillips RC. If you want to support us and you can't find the way that you would normally support us because Google has undermined our ability to do so, brianphillipsrc.com is our domain. We have access to that. We can share our links just like we always did there. And we've never been anything but 100% truthful on this channel about what you're getting. The link says P51, it goes to a P51. The link says heli, it goes to a heli. If you don't like what you see when you get there, you just go back to where you came from. It's not that big a deal, and you guys are big boys and girls. You totally understand it. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. And so if you wanna wave them the one finger salute, I would highly suggest you do that. And the best way you can do it is follow this link. And then by the way, Google, when you're listening to our amazing videos and just getting hooked on the hobby, which I know you are, all 7 of you working on this, 7 bots, don't forget, you love helis too. So you follow the links and get one. Thanks for watching, come back for more. YouTube's Brian Phillips. We're gonna open this box right now, it's gonna be amazing. Long time no see, YouTube. Thanks for being here with us. We open these things, we show you how amazing they are, and then you buy them from the links to help support us. If you haven't seen it before, get ready to live. Oh yeah, that is so sweet. I didn't know there was 2 colors. That is awesome. So it's a C189.
17-minute flight time?
Holy crap, really?
Cat fight.
Sorry guys.
Which one?
Cat fight.
Which one did we get?
I don't know, let's find out. Let's find out right now. I'm super excited for this heli, guys. I love realistic looking helis. As you can see, we have some helis over here. We've had some helis in the past. Of course, we've got some over there that are more like a hobby grade sort of thing. But I'm gonna just tell you this right now, guys. When we unbox helis anymore, it's getting to be like opening models. Oh yeah! Beautiful! Okay.
What is that?
Missiles. Skids.
Okay.
Okay, so evidently we gotta add those. Okay, we have a clear cover. Why did they not come with that installed?
I don't know.
Like I said, it is like a model, guys. Oh, yes. So beautiful.
It's really pretty.
That is gorgeous, 5 blades and all. And it feels actually pretty light. RC era here, okay? That is really cool, brushless motor out here. So no tail boom attachment to the front. This must be brushless up front, but I can't see. Maybe we'll see at some point. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna lay that beautiful thing down there.
Okay.
Now, I gotta say, a little annoyed we have to put these on, but you know what's nice about putting these on?
You can do it yourself correctly?
No.
What?
I don't wanna do it myself correctly. You can fix it correctly when you break them.
That's true.
Okay, so just dumping out my sack there.
That's a little.
Okay, then this looks like all screwed together and snapped together.
Oh, that's
holy cow, there's a lot of screws there.
Hey, wait, is this a thing?
That's an antenna.
Oh, geez.
Oh, wait, what is that?
I don't know. It looks like a thing.
What the heck is that? Oh, it's like an antenna or something. Okay, we're gonna have to remember where that is. So let's continue the unbox because we have some batteries to charge on this. Okay, we have a bag with some screwdrivers in it. Let's pop them open. All right, so a USB-A to USB-C, pretty sweet. We have a just a hex drive, then a Phillips. Then we have a rechargeable batteries. There's an on-off on there. That's weird. Lithium, rechargeable, lithium ion. Okay, 1200 milliamp hour, 7.4, so 2S. On and off. That is so weird. Why is there an on-off? Oh, spare blades and tail rotor. That's nice. We don't always get that. Okay, so we've got these, 3 of them in this kit. RC era transmitter feels, okay. Let's see how this feels. Yeah, that's pretty good. Speed, 1, 2, 3, stop, take off, landing, okay. Need to put, oh, good Lord, that sucker's on there.
Does that have a screw in it?
No, there's no screw in it. It's just really, really hard to get off of there.
Oh, great.
Yes, 4 double A's.
Okay.
We'll come back to that. I want to get these things charging. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
What the heck?
What are you looking for?
The charger. Oh, USB-C. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sometimes the most obvious things trick me up. So I didn't know that this helicopter needed assembly, but it's not the end of the world. I will get over it. I just didn't know this was available.
I kind of like that one too.
You like the Coast Guard one too?
Do you like the camo?
I like the camo one, but I think the camo one's not going to film as good when we get outside, is what I'm thinking about. And I left this thing out. So maybe we'll fix that in a second. Guys, what I want to do is I want to get this thing charging because I want to fly it, but then show them the windsock.
Yes.
I don't think we'll be flying.
I don't think we'll be flying it outside.
With that wind. Although the thing about helicopters is that they do sometimes do well in the wind. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Sometimes
is the key. So let's see how these things charge real quick and we'll get back to the rest of our video. Now guys, we do unbox build radio setups on all sorts of things. And in this case, what I need is, what do I need? I need some sort of a charger,
a plug.
USB-C.
You could use the mic.
Oh, I could use the mic positions. Let's look. Okay, if you look right here, we have our balance lead. Why are there 4? If it's a 2S, that's weird. Okay, look, watch this. Let's see if a normal USB-C works. Oh, booyah! We're gonna let that one charge right there, okay? So that's pretty amazing. Is that in the off condition or the on condition? Yep, it's in the off condition. I don't know if it'll charge if it's in the on condition. But then I can go ahead and charge these, okay? But I want to show you that the cable they provided does work. So we'll go ahead and plug this one in. And then you're looking for a red light right there, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. This is one of these multi. Oh yeah, it's red.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna let that sit. And we're just gonna plug in the 3rd battery. And we're just gonna get these things going like crazy. Okay, once they're going like crazy, I'm gonna grab my wonderful screwdriver kit. And we're just gonna bring this over in case we need it while we do our build. Obviously our build is gonna be very basic, very simple. And why don't we show you just how hard it really is. Oh, that sounds bad. Looking, we've got a couple of points there to pass screws through. I'm just looking to see if I can find the antenna spot. I don't know if it's a cutter. There'd normally be like a cutter up here on the front. Do you see it in the picture?
There's...
No, it's
wait,
not there.
There's like a little hole there.
That's gotta be it.
Find it?
I have to imagine that's it. Oh yeah.
That's really tiny.
That's exactly what she said.
Oh.
There it is, guys.
Well, that's cute.
That is cool. Oh yeah. Attention to detail. I don't even know if that's right, to be honest. Is that right? Huh. I don't know. We'll find out in a minute.
Okay.
All right, so the next step is to get all these pieces together. Let's look at what we got. Oh yes, a minigun. That's so cool. Now this is why I think the one in camo is gonna be a little bit cooler. It's just because you have like the guns and the ordnance.
Oh.
All right, so you can see these are gonna go on from the bottom side up, and they come with a little bit longer screw. So let's see how these are. Okay. I bet they're hex. Oh yeah, they are. Nice. That is a really easy fit.
Okay.
Okay, so let's slide these in and see how hard this is to do. It would be nice. It would be nice if they were mounted because then you could have it in the case that way, but I don't think it's probably a big deal. It's light, which is good. Light helicopters, light aircraft tend to fly a little bit longer. And I think that is unusual to get a 17-minute flight time. Yeah, that seems
like a lot for a
Okay, so that's all the way in. So far, so good. Really easy assembly so far. Now, you wouldn't have to put all the rest of the goodies on there, but I think you'd be crazy to leave them off. Oh man, this is so cool. MD500, C189. And then they have an N number up on there. Okay. Oh, that looks so sweet. And the skids do look like they're maybe just a little tiny bit oversized. Could be mistaken on that. Because I'm not super familiar with the size of the skids on this. I just, from memory, it feels like maybe they're a little bit bigger than what they should be. And that's one thing that's good. If you're a lesser experienced pilot, the bigger skids will make it easier to take off and land or have a higher probability of success. Now, I didn't realize how big this thing was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be small.
Is it bigger than you thought?
Yeah. Yeah, what are you smirking about?
I'm not smirking about anything.
Just keep it out of the gutter there, camera crew. All I've got to say is this thing looks sweet. Now, you've already seen it fly because we put the flights at the beginning, but I gotta say, sometimes the builds on these are a little bit lame-o because they're just so simple. But I gotta say, even if you left off the missile adapters, that is so cool. I love the yellow tips. That's really cool. It's a little bit small, but I love the T-tail design on this. It's so neat. All right, continuing along, we're gonna go ahead and figure out how to build these. All right, so we got the wings. Oh, good Lord, there's a lot of pieces on these. I think we're gonna have to basically assemble this to the bottom first before this goes on top, right?
Do you want instructions?
Nah, instructions are for people watching videos like me.
Offend the people.
I'm not offending people. I'm saying that I am the instruction. That's what I meant. I'm supposed to know this crap by heart. Okay, this says right, this says left, this says right. Okay, so the right goes with the right, the left goes with the left. And it looks like what I'm thinking is the screws are gonna pass through from the bottom. Whoops. The screws are gonna pass through from the bottom to hold the top onto the bottom, but then you're gonna already have to have the missile rail adapters installed. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Did the missiles, oh, the guns go on the inside? That's kind of weird. That's not the way I would have expected it to go. So the missiles go like that, okay? How does that work? Goodness gracious. So I do have to mount these from the bottom, okay? So that's, whoops. So what we gotta do is we have to actually take these, like these gigantic screws right here. These things are huge.
Oh my goodness.
Holy cow, they're so small. Oh my goodness. China, you're killing me right now. China's cheating.
I like literally can't even pick those up.
Okay.
You can't even see them. It's
Look,
like
we have
ants on
1,
the
2,
counter.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh man, 8, 9, 10, 11, holy cow. Why are these not built when we open the package? I'd rather just glue them together and be done with it. Do you guys see what I'm dealing with here? There's some shorter ones here. These short ones.
Yep, I see that.
Okay, so the short ones go over here. We're gonna just keep kind of a pseudo count. It looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the bigger ones. So that must be the top and bottom. These ones are the longest. So I wonder if those pass through. Okay, so obviously we have missile launchers, the missile pods. Okay, slide these together. Yeah, there's a little bit of extra crap there. Watch this. Oh yeah, just knocked it right off.
Don't have a granite countertop.
You don't have a granite
You're gonna
countertop.
have
You can use an X-Acto knife, would probably be a good way to do that. Be less stressful for your wife. What?
You just keep going.
What? Are you concerned?
Don't even know what you're doing.
I'm building missiles. Okay, so this needs to be mounted first, folks. So you see how that goes either forward or backward. Okay?
Okay.
So this needs to mount here, and then the screw passes from the top side down, okay? And then the gun, see, that's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to explain. But there's these long, then there's these shorter, and then there's a real short. And I'm not sure which one's which. Okay, let's look at the manual for a second. Let's see what the manual says.
It probably won't say now that
you've mentioned it. No,
Okay,
it does
front,
say
back.
that.
Oh, look,
There's
our
the
antenna was right. We were right on this.
Yep,
Oh,
like
here.
I said, so the screws go in from the top down. See, look, those ones, there's gotta be these ones here. They are not very distinct in the drawing though.
Well, your super shorties go here in the middle, like you were saying.
They mount the top to the bottom of the wing. Okay, look, this is the medium size, the most popular one. Okay, so I'm passing that through, but then how do I know which way this goes?
That was my question.
Oh,
Well,
the length of it goes forward. Okay, so if
Yes.
this is the left one, this is the left bottom. Okay, so it'd be over here. So then this would need to go forward like that. just kind of hold it up to the model if you need to take a second and figure it out. Okay, now this screwdriver is so hard for me to hold because it's so dinky. I may have to go to my regular screwdriver, hon.
Okay.
I mean, it's working. If I can get one of them built with a stock screwdriver. Okay, so that's good. So now you can still get to this screw when we go to assemble that on.
Okay.
Why did you move the camera? You can still get to this screw.
Okay.
Okay.
Too many.
I'm gonna get a bigger screwdriver so I can actually hold the dang thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, it's doable with the stock one, but
yeah, I'm not gonna be punishing myself anymore.
that's all you had.
If that's all you had, if you bought this and you went right to like the flying field or something, which no, that ain't gonna work. It's too sharp. But then this thing does work pretty good. It's just so dinky in the hand. Okay, all right, there we go. So that's the bottom half of the missile rail. Now I need to put the guns right here. Okay, so the guns go right there. See, just like that. Now guys, if you're watching this video and you're thinking, good Lord, Brian, you go through all the steps on these models. Yes, I do, tediously. And the camera crew films it just for your pleasure. And the truth is, these are the types of steps that I would love to skip because I want to see this thing fly so bad. But our batteries, fortunately for you, are not charged yet. And so we'll just tolerate that. Call it a weakness of most people in the hobby because we get excited about stuff like this. There's a lot of people that love building these things. And so if you love building things, this would be a fun model for you. But you don't have to love this step to tolerate it. I tolerate it, okay? Because I just want to fly this thing. That's what I want to do. Okay. And to be honest with you, it's going together really easy. It's just small. That's the one thing I don't like about it. Some of you guys are going to have trouble with that too. Yep, looks like the same screws. Why did they say one? 1, 2.
It says please install in numerical order.
No, because if you put that on, you would not be able to make the screw. Oh, you could. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Well, they didn't expect you to do it in the right order. They just
no.
said you should.
I'm going to definitely do it in the wrong order just to spite them. Let's see what they have to say about boskage, hun. Is there anything in there about the boskage?
Your brain goes so much faster than mine on stuff like this.
Why does it go faster? What are you talking about?
Because you see like 27 pieces and what it looks like at the end, and I'm still like reading the directions.
Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it. Usually you're the one that helps me figure it out, though. Ugh, that's not lined up very well. I hope it lines up. Why are you lined up so goofy? You guys see what I'm talking about? Look at the back of this gun.
Oh, yeah.
I think I must have hit the wrong hole. Whoa, that could be dangerous. That could get you in trouble.
Is that the right screw?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
So folks, if you're brand new to Brian Phillips RC, this is what we do. We unbox these things, we build them, and we show you how to get the most out of the hobby as we see it. And you can take it or leave it, but we do love putting these models together so you can see and get the help you need when you're brand new or just returning to the hobby. We hope to be somewhat of a tool. I mean, obviously I'm a tool, but we hope to be a tool that helps get you into the hobby where you can be successful and find all the delight and joy you expected. This one's just not aligned well. You see that? Mm-hmm. That's kind of not cool.
What if you try the other one and just see if it lines up better?
That's worth a shot. You see the other one over there? Mm-hmm. Think it's going to be, my suspicion is it's going to be hard to tell once I take this off. In case there's like a left-right, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
You know what? That says R on it. Camera crew, dang it.
That wasn't even in the directions.
You're just trying to one-up me.
I'm not.
You jerk. Can't even let me have this.
Only watched you this like 27,000 times. It's not. I'm sorry.
Goodness gracious. If you guys were at Birmingham RC, then you got to meet the camera crew and I. We appreciate you guys being part of that. And thanks to Scott for getting us set up to get out there. That was really fun. And we appreciate you guys for being so warm and welcoming. And that was a fun experience. And we got to meet lots of nice people down there. And if you guys haven't ever been to Bigfoot, you might want to check it out. And we'll let you know, of course, if and when we're going to be involved in events like that. And we do really enjoy getting a chance to meet some of you in person, but we have such a crazy schedule that we can't go to all of them even if we wanted to. So we'll have a handful of them we do each year. We hope to see you there. pay attention to BrianPhillipsRC.com if you want to see announcements like that, and or just watch the videos and we'll announce it within the videos. You want to make sure you get those tabs. Those tabs, they're kind of ticking me off. I want to get an X-Acto knife.
The little extra.
Yeah, it's the way they came out of the mold. If you've ever bought or built a plastic model.
You're talking like this little tab there.
Yes.
Oh.
So I've got my X-Acto knife here. See this? I'm gonna cut away from my fingers here. Kids, if you're doing this, get your parents' permission, get a knife, or have them do this step. Not a big deal. It's pretty easy stuff, but I don't like the way that one's fitting, because if you look right here, there's a little bit of one of those tabs there. Okay, so we're gonna try to cut that out. Okay, so that's gonna cut out. And that should help with the fitment. Okay. Not like a structural component or anything like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to make it as perfect as possible because it's going to look really cool. Is this the same style? Yes, it is. Okay. So I'm going to see if that goes. It does not feel like it's super promising. Oh, yeah, it's fine. I don't see any problem there. Okay. All right, so in consideration of the skill required to put this together, camera crew, would you say it's pretty low? Somewhere in the middle?
I mean, this is all pretty easy. It just might be tedious for somebody that hasn't done a lot of...
Or they have bad arthritis.
Yeah. Or a kid that's going to get frustrated with just how tiny it is. But once it's built, it's built. You don't have to take it
just
apart
one time.
again. Just a one time.
Okay, so this is left and this is left, guys. Okay, so also you see those pieces there? I'm just gonna take and knock those off real quick. Okay, I just don't wanna have a high point there because those high points are gonna be where you don't get a nice seam, okay? Then this is gonna go just like that. Pretty cool, okay? How the heck do we mount that to the wing?
Yeah,
we do that first. We do that first. We pass the screws through. This is the left side, okay? So the left side, mount. It's gonna go like this, okay? Understand? And then, which ones do we use for the left side?
I think...
What? Where the heck do you use the pointy ones? I'm thinking these pointy ones are probably what they need. Because look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's longer and then there's shorter. The shorter are the two bottom halves. So I would say those are spoken for on the left and the right. Mm-hmm. So I would say it's probably got to be these.
Gotta be those.
Let's see if I can do this. This one's going to be kind of an awkward one to film, folks. I'm going to see if I can get that in there. Hey, careful with your footsteps. Jeez. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's perfect. So this is definitely how you do it. Now, guys, you might be thinking to yourself, what a pain in the butt. I don't want to build all that crap. I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying and what I said at the beginning, I'm hoping you're connecting the dots now. And the reason that I am connecting the dots for you is in case you missed it. This is going to give you the ability to fix this thing. I just don't know if you'll be able to buy these components is my question. Are you trying to make that shadow go right where I need to see?
Oh, no.
Thank you. Perfect.
Trying to not look through your hand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've heard that before. It is funny, guys. We film a lot. Oh, yeah. That's so sweet. If you wanted the unarmed version, that's how you would go. Or if you wanted the correctly cool version, you would go like this. Oh, yeah. Right there.
That is an odd assembly.
That assembly is weird. But you know what? We got her done on the first try.
Yep.
Okay? So not exactly rocket science here, folks. Except it is rockets, so technically it is rocket science. Rockets right there, in case you were paying attention. Kind of wish the missiles were on the inside, but that's not the way they were on the real helicopter, I'm assuming. And that would make sense because they want to get the rockets out. And because you can't see the guns as good now. Man, yeah, that was the hardest one.
And you use one of the little shorties for that, right? Okay.
Shorty number 1, shorty number 2. Okay. There's 4 of them. Now, we're not going to bore you with the other half. Probably we'll pause. The camera crew will go get some double A's for the transmitter. Mm-hmm. And then we'll be able to hopefully dive into the flight portion of the video, which will be at the beginning. And if you guys are ever curious here on Brian Phillips RC, if you want to support us, all you have to do is buy the amazing products that we review on the videos from the links in the video description below. Remember, if you buy them from the local hobby shop, we do want to support local hobby shops as much as possible, but the thing is we don't make any financial earnings when you do that. So if you want to support our small little business thing going on here, all you have to do is look no farther than the links in the video description below. When you do make a purchasing decision, you'll help support us financially.
That is pretty cool.
That is sweet looking. Oh yes. And that is pretty economical helicopter with that level of detail. And by the way, feel it, like it's not heavy. Ooh, that just led me,
wow.
That just led me to my next question.
But I know what your question is.
Do you already know the answer?
I don't know. I mean, I would guess.
My question is, what is this delicious seasoning? Just kidding, guys. We're in our kitchen.
Always show them. And you'll never close my cabinet doors.
It's all right.
Okay.
Gosh, who worked on the scale? It's disgusting. There it is. Ooh. Step back. Step back. We got to actually put the rest of the crap on here.
I know, and we're going to have to go get a battery too.
I know, but I'm pretty sure we're sub 250. Now, guys, why do we care if it's sub 250? Okay, you in the back room, raising your hand. Okay, you answer the question. Okay, let's just say that those are like 2 grams or 1 gram. Okay, so I'm thinking we're probably sub 250 here.
I hope.
Where the heck are batteries?
Where the mics
Oh, here's one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got one, guys. Here it is. Oh man, this could be close. We might need to lose the missiles. Oh yeah, that's sub 250.
Someone was paying attention.
China, good job.
Way to go.
Way to go.
You won this one.
China. Remember, sub 250. That's all I'm gonna say. 250 grams or less.
So we were what? 235.
Yeah, 235. Okay. And that's fully ordnanced up minus
the screws.
The screws, which was like, we're calling them 2 grams.
And they're not even.
Yeah, they're not even 2 grams.
No
I'd be surprised if they're a gram.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we'll pause, we'll get the rest of this built, and we'll come right back and show you how amazing it flies. All right, so guys, I noticed one thing when I was mounting my right side machine gun. There is a left and right on those, but it doesn't really matter as long as you match the top and bottom left and the top and bottom right. But as you can see, the body of the gun has a little bit of a different shape on one side, okay? So you're not gonna know any better that I mounted mine backward, but if you get ready to build your left wing, it is labeled inside, okay? And that is absolutely phenomenal for an inexpensive RC model. If you guys are looking for a good Christmas gift, look no further than this. Follow the links, you'll help support the people that support us on YouTube here, the guys that are sending us helicopters, airplanes, and things like this for review. And it really does help because we couldn't just do it. Well, we could do it, we just do a lot less of it. So, all right, negative, flat goes to the spring, flat goes to the spring, flat goes to the spring, and flat goes to the spring. 1.5 volt double A's.
Feel free to buy like a higher quality double A.
Yeah, those ones are terrible. Okay, so we got a power button. All right, looks pretty straightforward. Takeoff, landing, trimmers, and then there's speeds 1, 2, and 3. And then there's a stop. Remember, the stop just shuts off the blades and it drops, okay? So now, at this point of the show, what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap up and say thanks so much for watching. We may go ahead and start. Are we gonna start with the flight on this one?
Well, we should show them how to insert the battery,
Yeah, let's show them how to bind and all that good stuff and see how it takes off. And then you guys will probably see the video in reverse order.
Yeah.
So now, also just keeping in mind, if you wanna support us in other ways than buying the Helis, airplanes and different things that we review, we also have Patreon, PayPal, and super thanks on YouTube, as well as YouTube membership, any of which are much appreciated by us, by Megan and I and the family. And of course, there's our kids downstairs that are putting it in for you. Okay, so we pulled one of these off. It's got an on-off button. Okay, so it's off, or on. That one happened to be on, which is probably not ideal. I didn't know it was on. I didn't realize it. It's kind of hard to see.
Okay.
Okay, so this thing's on. You're gonna arm like this, and you're gonna go up and down like that, and then arm, okay? So I'll show you that again. Okay,
That's what it says.
Okay. And then while this is off, that's to calibrate, okay?
If you need to. Yeah.
If you need to. I don't know that we'll need to. This just comes straight off.
Comes off somehow.
Yeah, comes off. You just pull and there's a little tab down here that you catch. Okay, see the flight controller? There's an on-off here. That's probably not ideal, but I don't think it's a big deal. Yeah, it just pulled out of the hole. It just pulled out of the hole. We might need to glue that in. Okay, so there is the on condition, there's the off condition. This is in the off condition. I don't know if it's the same thing, but you slide this in. On allows it to go in. Okay, you can't slide it in when it's off. Then this goes to the on condition. Now, are we supposed to have the heli on first?
No, the transmitter.
Okay, transmitter's on, heli's on, protecting myself. Because I don't know what's going on, I'm gonna just do this first. Nose light is flashing like crazy. Make sure you don't push your wires up into the rotor. Okay, and then look what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna guide this in. There's snaps on the top, snaps on the bottom. Okay, this is the first time I felt like anything was rinky-dink on this helicopter. The whole time we've built it is snapping the lid on, but it actually went okay. Not too bad. Really bright LED and sweet, fast flash is not so realistic. So what we're gonna do to take off is we're gonna lay it down and we'll go ahead and arm it. Just make sure it doesn't do one of these where it bounces up too high.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not GPS controlled or anything. Okay, so we're gonna go.
Throttle up, throttle down.
So up, then down, then arm. Okay, so you can hear it is now armed. When I tip, I can see everything moving. Camera crew is back further. I'm gonna press up and see what happens. Nothing. You can see the pitch of the prop. Or the pitch of, not the prop, but the rotor, sorry. Now there's takeoff and there's landing. I'm gonna press takeoff. Okay, here we go. Okay, so okay, so I hit stop because it was wanting to walk forward quite a bit, okay? So now what I wanna do is I wanna take off, but I didn't know if it was gonna jump. So if it jumps a little bit, I'll be able to play with the trim some, okay?
Okay.
So here we go. Take off button. It may go up a little bit, just be prepared to jump.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so it gets up off the ground. Okay, so it's not too bad. Definitely a little bit more powerful than we would normally do in the living room, and I'm having to hold down the stick just a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get it to land. Definitely auto leveling. Get that cat out of here if she's acting weird, okay? Now I hit the stop button with my finger. I'm having to pull constant pressure down and over, so I'm gonna go ahead and calibrate. Okay, so let's see if that took care of it. Press and take off again. Oh yeah, it feels a little bit more refined. It's definitely got a jumpy sort of movement to it. And it automatically levels. So as you can see, I'm just kind of holding my hands. See how it's walking just a little bit? I'm gonna see if I can fix that. Definitely got a little bit of movement to it. And the yaw rate is slow, and I'm not super worried about it. I am in the slowest speed, okay? Not a super tight movement, but I can tell you what I don't wanna do is I don't wanna run into the F7F. And what I don't wanna do is I don't wanna hit the camera crew, and she's going to basically go, so she's by the TV so we can get a different angle. It's not hard to fly, it's just more a matter of I don't want it to get out of control. I just gave it a click of trim on my right stick forward, and that seems to have helped a little bit with it was wanting to walk backward. Now I'm gonna go back this way. There's definitely enough control authority in slow to get the thing to move, but it gets a little bit out of hand when you let go. It doesn't quite self-correct as fast as I would like. Okay, now, I'm gonna try to land on the counter here. So remember guys, this is not me piloting, it is the flight controller mostly, okay? So fly barless, pressing the stop, you have to hold it for a second and it just stops, okay? So I think what we've established here is, could you fly it inside? Yes. Is it gonna be the one you wanna fly inside? I don't know that I would necessarily wanna fly this inside a lot because it's definitely feels like it's wanting to kind of get like this, okay? It's not that it won't sit there if you let go, but every time you make a correction, then it wants to, you know, kind of reorientate itself, which is a little bit frustrating for me as a pilot. Smaller helicopters have done better in terms of like indoor flight performance. We do have a big ceiling fan that's on right here, show them. And you wouldn't fly this thing inside because that's a GPS driven helicopter and it's very powerful. This one you may fly inside, but kind of the same sort of feel, okay? Not gonna be, you know, like full hobby grade. Oh, beautiful sunset. I wish it wasn't so dang windy. I don't think we can fly it outside right now. I don't think it's gonna do that wind. So as you can see also, I'm in the lowest speed of the three, okay? This thing's not gonna be flying upside down. It's not gonna be doing any tricks. It's not gonna be like one of those, okay? Those meaning hobby grade helicopters, considerably more expensive, way more easily to hurt yourself. This thing is a relatively light duty aircraft. There's not that much weight to it. It's definitely sub 250 grams, which by the way, we did show before. And I love that the lights are bright and they exist. I love the looks of it. It is absolutely gorgeous, although on that counter, it's probably gonna blend in. Let's see if we can do this. Yes. This thing is beautiful from every angle, guys. Even underneath, it's very well detailed. From above, very well detailed. And what I love about this is the features. Look at this. That is so cool. Okay, now, careful, I'm gonna push the stick up. Up and down. That's the collective, that's the cyclic, I think, right? Did I say that right?
I think so.
Okay, and the other thing too is, it's not like a super hard thing to fly, but it's one of those things where you wanna be on top of it. So camera crew is gonna go back, we're gonna take off again.
Okay.
Pressing the takeoff button, when you do nothing, it kind of just does that. It's getting to altitude, and then it's gonna relax, okay? Now that you've got it where you want it, it should more or less hold still. I gave it one click to the right, and as you can see, it's just sort of drifting, okay? Not aimlessly, not completely out of control, but I don't want to find out I'm wrong. And that's kind of what I'm thinking about with this helicopter, is just the concept of, what am I willing to crash into with this? And my thought is, I probably don't want to crash into the TV. I probably don't want to crash into myself, although to be honest, I don't think I'd get hurt unless I hit my face. And I probably don't want to crash into countertop, but what I can tell you is that the controls are a little bit clunky. You can kind of see the digital sort of feel on the movement, but there is a lot of air coming off of that thing, and it is creating a lot of turbulence, okay? So just keep in mind, now I want to press. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it so I don't have to hold the sticks. There is a button that says landing, okay, right here, and then it says takeoff right here. So I'm curious if I can just press the landing button, and I'm guessing that the light condition will change, and then it's going to go ahead and land the craft. But again, I don't want to run into the 1800 millimeter Ranger over here or the F7F, so I'm going to go right here and I'm going to press landing. Very good. So that was pretty smooth. Now it's not perfect. So when I press takeoff, it gets to altitude and it's kind of wonks its way into position. It's like, get me up there, right? So I'm gonna go to the middle setting for speed and I'm gonna press takeoff. Got lots of headspace here. Okay, you can cancel out the altitude gain. It does feel actually better in the middle setting than it did on the low setting. I feel like it's a little bit more sensitive on the sticks, but it's actually not bad. Now, you can see it's drifting around a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's definitely flyable. It's a big helicopter for flying in here, I gotta admit. Now, I would like to be able to go around and do more coordinated turns and stuff like that, but it gets itself into wash bad. So that's what I'm noticing. Now I'm gonna try to do a landing myself, okay? So I'm just gonna hold the left stick down about 3/4 of the way down and just kind of bring it into the ground. And while holding that, it will eventually start the landing protocol and shut off the prop, okay? Or not the prop so much, but the rotor. I apologize, guys. You know I'm an airplane guy. All right, so now I'm gonna take off again. I just wanna show you this once from over here. The camera crew's gonna stand with me. We're gonna go ahead and take off from this position. She'll stand on this side so she can kind of see what's going on. And then you and I will be nice and safe. I'll press take off. I'm gonna go to the high setting, okay? Take off. Now, just keep in mind, you can still cancel out how high it goes. You see how I did that with the left stick? I just kind of pulled down a little bit. And so in high setting, it's definitely a lot more responsive. It feels to me more like it should, but I still don't feel like this thing is going to be winning any awards for controllability, okay? So it's not like it's hard to fly so much as it's just absolutely amazing looking. I just don't want to have that hit my face hole, okay?
Yeah.
So as you can see, it's not a bad experience, even in the living room. I think this thing is gonna do better outside. Let's go up so you can get a vantage point from down here. That is super, super cool, guys. And I gotta say, you would kill for something like this 10 years ago. But now the technology on drones and helis and all this stuff has gotten so much better. And so as a result, you can have a basically not a heli pilot fly this thing. Now, is this something you're gonna get for your kid, cousin that doesn't fly radio controlled airplanes? I wouldn't recommend it because I think they're gonna be likely to try to do this and they're gonna hit their mom's freezer, or they're gonna crash into the TV or something, and they're gonna damage something, and then they're gonna get all busted by parents. Okay, so good yaw rate. In this, I'm barely moving the sticks, and it's definitely got really good authority. I feel like it powers through the movements best in high speed, okay? So now 17-minute flight time is totally believable. Now that I've flown this thing for a few minutes, it's just not using that much power because you're not doing incredible maneuvering. But I'm gonna go ahead and land in high now. Just slowing it down. And then just, once you get on the ground, you just kind of hold that down and eventually it stops. Once the barometer knows that it's not descending anymore, it assumes it's bottomed out and then it shuts off the prop. I also feel really comfortable with this in picking it up for looking at how beautiful it is. That's one thing that you don't always get with helis, is that they're not always going to instill a high level of confidence. This one, I feel totally comfortable holding this right now. I don't think it's gonna jump to life. I don't think it's gonna hurt me, okay? Now, the other thing is I have to say, and I know that scale lines mean a lot to a lot of you too. They do to me as well. And the scale lines on this just look fantastic. And this is something that I would have killed for as a kid. So I'm gonna say this is not an overly expensive helicopter. We have had a few, namely the Coast Guard one over there is even better than the olive drab finish Huey that was really expensive, and now it's dropped back down. I think that one took its place. But the truth is, we see these really high prices and then they drop down to a more reasonable planet Earth level. Well, what's happened is some of these are just priced really well anyway, and I think this one's way better. So what you want to do is check the links in the video description below, see if it meets your budget. I try not to talk about pricing because it truthfully and admittedly does change because we leave these videos up for a long period of time, okay? So we don't want to mislead. We don't want you, our audience, being upset with us. We don't set the prices, but I can tell you this. Now, I know you're thinking the same thing I am. How does this compare to like a true hobby, great experience? Let's not go to the M4 because that would be more of like in the the serious helicopter league, okay? So this would be still pretty serious helicopter league. Still pretty serious money, seriously capable, 3D, flying upside down, doing all sorts of stuff. The M4, of course, is gonna do it, but it's gonna do it and scare the crap out of you at the same time, okay? This thing's gonna be much more manageable. How do these things compare, guys? Night and day difference in flight performance. You can fly this upside down, you can cut the crash, you can do TikToks, although getting into the TikToks and things like that, you're gonna have a harder time on this level of heli, especially if you're not as skilled like me. You get into that and it's easier because you just have so much more power. That's a 6S platform. This is a 4S platform, okay? And also just in terms of size, weight, reliability, all those things. This has big brushless motor, big direct drive belt system to spin the tail. Okay, so those things, not direct drive, but belt driven system, make a big difference because you get head speed is directly matched to the tail speed here, and that's really helpful on a helicopter. Even the best brushless motor is always going to leave you lacking when it comes to 3D performance, but we're not doing 3D performance on this particular creation. This is gonna be scale flight performance. It's gonna be keeping level all the time, and I don't even think there's a way to turn it off. If there is a way, leave it in the comments below because I'm sure people would get excited about it. However, I'm not buying a helicopter like this to go do 3D aerobatic maneuvers.
Right.
I'm buying it because it looks absolutely fantastic. And I want to fly these things and make them look like they're going through and about ready to take out the bad guys with the rocket pods. It's going to be so cool. So, hopefully in closing, we have answered all your questions and many more because this is pretty stinking amazing. Is it perfect? No. Why is it not perfect? Because the imperfections of the flight controller are going to leave you a little bit more nervous than you want to be if you're flying it in your living room. Let's fly some more because I want to. Okay, take off. I want to see how high it goes if I don't arrest it. That's how high it goes if you don't arrest it. That's way too high, so I got to stop it early. You guys see what I did there? You pull the stick down and you just kind of arrest it, okay? See what happens when it starts getting a little bit wonk on you when you make a big elevation change? Altitude change, I should say. It kind of starts wonking out a little bit. It's not like you can't just let go of the sticks and it'll more or less take care of itself, but I gotta say, it's not gonna be the most rock solid platform you've ever flown. And you gotta admit, when you fly over obstructions like couches and things like that, even with the little helicopters, you're gonna tend to have a little bit of a movement. And to be honest, what's going on is you get the air currents in the room, and then these helis, they respond to air currents, and the flight controllers do have limitations, okay? So, definitely very cool, definitely flyable. If you're a brand new pilot and you don't know what you're doing with helicopters and you don't know what you're doing with airplanes, you could probably get away with doing this, but I do want to warn you. And this is what we do on Brian Phillips RC, is we warn people about getting into the wrong plane or the wrong helicopter, VTOL, whatever it is, for the wrong reasons at the wrong skill level, because you're just going to get disappointed and you'll probably quit. Now, fortunately, this is not so expensive that you could get it, fly it, crash it, and then come back, okay?
Right.
But if you get into something like this F7F, you know, where you're spending probably close to $1,000 to be in the air if you don't have anything else, you're going to be spending more than $1,000 if you have nothing. That is an amazing plane. Not a beginner plane, okay? But it is definitely in the echelon of, you know, average pilots should be able to fly that thing no problem. If you have a big airfield, it should be no problem to fly. It's very good flying, great landing gear. Same thing down here, 1800 millimeter FMS. Beautiful plane, amazing flight performance. You'll love it. You don't have to be an expert pilot to fly it. You can be half the pilot that flies this and do that well, okay? Mm-hmm. But when you fly something like this, you don't need to be an expert pilot, but you can't be a complete novice either, because I feel like there's just that much more risk in damaging something or hurting yourself. And so for that reason, if you are a beginner pilot and you want to fly this, then my suggestion would be this. Get somebody that knows how to fly to hang out with you for a little bit, get the thing flying, do it outside, do it on a very calm day so that you don't have to worry about wind taking it away. And then also just be prepared to spend some time fixing stuff. So maybe don't put your missile pods on, don't put the wings on, just put the landing skids on. And that would give you another crack at success if you would tip over. Mm-hmm. There is a possibility you'll break your blades. I don't break blades on helicopters like this hardly ever, because it's rare that you actually run into something beyond like blades of grass and like a tree limb and things like that. Now, if you run into something like a fridge or a, you know, countertop like this, it's really stout, you're gonna probably break something, because that's a really fast head speed, okay? Now, the other thing too is you're gonna notice this, and you can't see it on camera, but it moves so much air that it's blown all over the place here, yeah. Okay? Now, when you fly the little ones, they don't do that. I mean, they do, but it's so proportional. It's an exponential change. Mm-hmm. So the bigger you get, like if I flew that M4 in here, it would be blowing dust off of the ceiling fan. It's that powerful, okay? But I could also hold that thing in the middle of the room with the doors open and a hurricane blowing through, okay? Because it's that strong. I'm not exaggerating, you can do that. I wouldn't do it, but you could do that if you're a good heli pilot. This thing here, if you turn that fan to full, it probably would blow it just about out of the way, okay? Because the flight controller is not near as sophisticated. All right, I think I've beat the proverbial dead horse, right?
Yes, I think so.
In true Brian Phillips RC fashion.
Yep.
So, awesome heli. Yes, I know, even with those holdups. Same with the yellow one, same company that we're promoting. The yellow one is awesome, I really like it, but I'm gonna tell you something that I like a lot better about this than that. This one's 4-bladed and it's gorgeous. This one has, you see the tail boom? That's a clear fan. It's a clear blade on a brushless motor rather. Oh, this battery's popping down too. But that is a simulated opening and it makes a lot of interference in the tail, okay? This one doesn't have near as much interference. It's more to the point. This one also weighs more. I think it's over 250, right?
I think it is.
You know what?
We could check since it's got the
Let's
battery
check.
in it.
The reason that we're bringing this to your attention is because some of you guys are worried about remote ID. First of all, don't worry about things that are unenforceable. Just kidding, guys. They could technically enforce it. Yeah, 274. Yep. So that's a big problem for some of you. If you're worried about remote ID, just say stub 250 and you're gonna be better off, okay? If you're worried about being compliant with remote ID and you're not gonna be flying at a FRIA, then basically get sub 250 and you'll be fine. Now I'm gonna say this, if you're 25 grams over a 250 gram limit, you've made a major marketing error as an RC company. So don't do that.
Also, if you're flying in your living room or your basement or your
you're
garage,
actually legal if you're inside of a
matter.
building because then it's not, drone registry doesn't even apply at all.
Right.
You could fly a big plane in there, I believe, but you'd have to have a huge facility.
Yeah.
So that being said, guys, we know some of you are concerned about compliance and most of you aren't, and that's fine. We can all be friends still. But at the end of the day, this thing is sweet. I think you're gonna like it. It's gonna be a good buy, but it is gonna have limitations. And that's what we do on Brian Phillips RCs. We show you the limitations so you can figure out, you know, is it worth it to me? And I think for most of us, this thing's probably gonna fall within the purview of okay, okay enough to allow for this beauty to sit. Because here's what's gonna happen. For most of us, we're gonna get it, we're gonna fly it a handful of times, and then it's gonna sit on the shelf and be an amazing conversation piece. Because truth is, this is not gonna be your everyday flyer for most of us, I don't think.
Right.
I think you're gonna fly it a handful of times and it's gonna sit there and look dang beautiful on your shelf. I have helicopters right there that do that for me.
Yep.
I have an Apache in there. I have a couple of civilian general aviation helicopters that are absolutely fantastic helicopters, and I almost never fly them. But I do like looking at them.
You're gonna get this for somebody that you know that flew this helicopter or whatever, that maybe doesn't care even about flying it at all.
Right.
But just from
But if you know a full-scale heli pilot, just because they were a full-scale heli pilot does not mean they know how to fly this, for the record. We want to just say that out loud.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you couldn't get a full-scale heli pilot this thing and say, watch how cool this is, take off, fly it around, give them a demo and say, hey, you know, you want help? I'll teach you. That's a great in for the hobby, by the way. And then you can say, here, put this on your shelf. It's awesome. It looks better in your office than it does in mine. The truth is, well, I would never say that, but the thing is you might. If you're crazy.
Look better in your office than mine. But
that's right, there you go.
Anyway.
So that being said, this thing is really good. The C189 from RC Air, check it out. Links in the video description below if you want to help support us. Buy it from the links. If you want to not support us, then don't smash the like button because we do like when you like the videos. Because when Google tries to attack us by taking our links off, which they are currently doing, we're not sure what to do about it. It's very frustrating because, you know, we're just doing right by you guys, the audience. We're very transparent about the way we make money on this channel, which is basically from helping you find awesome products that we also like. And then also saying, hey, you know, this one isn't as good as that one, or vice versa, okay? That's what we try to do here on Brian Phillips RC, be totally truthful about stuff like this. What is that cat doing? Show them the cat. Oh, she's trying to climb up a chair in the dark.
She's trying to climb a chair, it's dark.
So if there's any questions about that, leave it in the comments below, but Google is attacking us on that and it's very frustrating. We're trying to work through it. So if you guys want to give them the one finger salute and say thanks don't attack the people that we like on YouTube, then definitely click the link and buy it from the video description down below. And if you can't find it there and they've totally blocked us in that regard, there's a good chance we'll probably disappear and you'll have to figure this out on your own. But in the meantime, BrianPhillipsRC.com is the place where you can go and get away from Google and Big Brother. Because listen, if they can't make money with complete control of the internet, then why wouldn't they screw little teeny tiny ants like us?
Right. Because
they're extremely greedy sons of guns. There you go. All right, at the end of the day, awesome helicopter, really fun product. And also, if you follow the link, you may have noticed that we started working with a different company than we were previously working with on this echelon of heli. And that's because we have heard good things in reply from our customers, which are you. And they have said we've had good luck with them. And we've also had a lot less bad feedback from the other ones that we were working with in the past. Now, hopefully you can connect the dots. We don't do a lot of bad mouthing on this channel unless it's just egregious. But the truth is we had another company we worked with a lot and then we didn't really hear a lot of good positive feedback. So we found somebody else that was willing to work harder for the business, for you. And so now we're working with them. And so we're very happy to be in a position to be able to help you guys work with better companies when better companies come along. And that's what we're doing. So we hope you guys understand that and hear us in the right way. That being said, there's definitely gonna be the need for 4 AA's too, so don't forget that. Everything else comes in here with the exception of the actual adapter from the AC module to your USB-A. They do provide the A to C cable, or you could use your laptop or you could use your tablet or whatever as a USB-A output on it, like your chargers, some of them do.
And usually with most of these, you can choose how many batteries you want. Yes, I know, he's tired of us filming. You can usually choose how many batteries you want when you order it. So you usually get as many as you can, especially always with the proprietary.
Cheap. Yeah. They're always dirt cheap in these kits.
Yep.
So, you know, maybe they're like $5, $10. My suggestion, just go ahead and get as many as you want. And they're reasonably inexpensive. And you'll never regret having 3 batteries for a heli, but you will regret having 1 if you want 3, okay?
Yep.
Because if you have a 17-minute flight time, you might be inclined to say, I'm just gonna get 1 and then just, you know, fly something else in the meantime. Always get 2. Always get 2. If you would happen to get one that's bad or doesn't charge or it puffs on you really early, then you're gonna have something to cover your bases with.
Yeah.
But that being said, we don't do a ton of cycles on these small helis. So if you're the type that's gonna do that, definitely get more. Mm-hmm. So, all right, that answers hopefully all the questions you have. This thing is awesome. I think you're gonna enjoy it. And we appreciate you guys being here on Brian Phillips RC, where we show the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we do take you seriously. We wanna get you guys in the air with the best RC equipment that we can find. And by the way, we didn't even get the low voltage warning. And this wasn't fully charged. Did you hear that?
That's probably inactivity.
No. You think it's inactivity? I think it's probably low warning. Let's see if it wakes up. I want to see if it'll start.
Okay, we'll try it.
Okay. Here we go. Take off. Okay, so it's taken off. That is me kind of fighting the flight controller. If you guys didn't notice, that wiggle, that's my vote versus its vote. And yes, you can get into a situation where you're sort of fighting it a little bit. Okay. So I'm just gonna bring it down, hold the stick down. Maybe it is inactivity.
I vote for inactivity.
So anyway, as usual, more than you expected on Brian Phillips RC. This is gonna be a cool heli. I think you're gonna want one. Get one from the links in the video description below. Also, if you don't wanna support us in that way, you can do super thanks right here on YouTube membership. A special thanks to you guys that are already supporting us on YouTube members. We appreciate you. The monthly support helps to keep us in business. We really do appreciate that. But just keeping in mind, there's also Patreon. Patreon gives you a little bit easier access to me for comments because I can't keep up with all the comments on YouTube. We try our best to read them all. We don't even get that done sometimes, especially more like in Alabama for a week. Which, by the way, going to Alabama was fun. If you guys are watching this video within close proximity to late October 2023, we're just at Bigfoot. Super cool event, really fun, great club. If you guys are close to Birmingham, Alabama, you should check it out. It's a really cool place. And also special thanks to the Southern
Museum of Flight.
There you go, the Southern Museum of Flight. We went and saw a Hind helicopter. It was so cool. And they have tons of other awesome things there, and they're helping to fight the good fight to try to get young kids invested into the hobby. So that's really neat by helping to support Birmingham RC. So thanks guys for doing that. And also had a really good time with everybody that we met out there. It was really cool. So also we have PayPal. Almost forgot.
Oh, yeah.
So that's it, guys. Awesome. Heli, thanks for watching. So much more coming from Brian Phillips RC. Also, we probably let off outside. So if you guys are seeing this thinking, well, I thought you were just going to fly at the beginning. Well, sometimes we roll that into our Unbox build radio setup of a Heli. Another cat fight? Goodness gracious. That's twice in the same video. All right, guys, come back for more. Thanks for watching.